Hey guys, welcome back to GWiz Academy. So in this video, we'll learn about what exactly is semantic elements, what is non-semantic elements, what exactly I'm trying to say here. Let's close these other tabs. Okay, perfect. So if you go to any random website, we can just compare it with any other website. I'm just taking an example of GWiz Academy website, right? If you see, whenever we create a website, what is this topmost part of the website called as? Where we have logo, navigation, and a call to action button. We call this as header. Okay, and as soon as header, whatever the section, the first section that we see inside which we write title or description, we call it as a hero section. And then starts the content of the website. Till the end of the page, whatever we write here is called as content of the website, and whatever is written on the left or right side, this can be called as sidebar. Sometimes in some websites it is on the left side, on some website it is on the right side. And whatever section you see in the bottom of the page is called as footer. Okay, so inside footer, what we have generally, we have contact information, logo, and quick links, help links, and support details and all those things, and also copy mark and policy, terms and condition, privacy policy, and all those things will be listed in the footer of a website. So any website, whatever website you take in this whole world will be divided, can be categorized in these parts. What are the parts? Footer of the website, content of a website, or we can say article of a website, article section of a website, or content part of a website, or you can say sidebar of a website, or you can say hero section of a website, or you can say not exactly website, web page. Of this particular page, this is a hero section. Of this particular page, this is a sidebar. Of this particular page, this is a content area. And header of this web page is this thing that we are seeing on the topmost part. And whatever a navigation bar, this is called as navigation bar. Whatever links that we find that helps us in navigating throughout the website is called as navigation, right? So these are the common terms that we use in any website. This can be categorized for any website that you take, for example. Now, what is HTML semantic elements and non-semantic elements? There are two types of elements in HTML. One is semantic elements, another is non-semantic elements. So for that, first thing is, let's go ahead and create this new chapter called as chapter 19 semantics.html, and then let's add our boilerplate. Doc type declaration, and then HTML start, HTML close, head start, head close. And then we have body start, body close. Perfect. And then we have this title. Now here, chapter 19, this is the, let's say, we learn what is semantics. Okay, perfect. Now let's go ahead and open it in our browser and see whether it is working. Okay, till now it is clear. So what exactly is semantic element and what exactly is non-semantic elements? Let's say if we have a header h1, this is a dummy header, just a random content whatever we have, and this is a p tag which we have. This is the paragraph content, right? So let's say perfect. So this is a header, dummy header, this is a dummy footer. Now we don't use this randomly, right? We don't have to, or we should not be using it. If you refresh it like this, it is displayed like this. Okay, this is a general content. But we always use a tag to, we don't go directly and write this particular h1 and p1 tag. What we do is we wrap it around a div element. See, it creates a section so that we can easily organize our content throughout our website. So this div element is for first section, and again we will use one more div section for second section. See, if this is a website, then first for header I will use one div element. For this first hero section I will use one more div element. For this whole content part I will use one more div element, and then for footer I'll use one more div element, right? So I'll use multiple div element like this in a whole website. This is how we create websites. This is how we write our code. Okay, so okay, fine. This we use for second section, and this we use for third section. This we use for let's say footer, and this we use for, let's say, sidebar, whatever code, right? So here if you observe, this is a footer, this is header, this is sidebar, this is article section. But here, just by this div element, you are not able to understand what exactly this is. And I have written this verbally, only then you will be able to understand. I have written it as a sidebar. That's why you are able to understand that this particular tag is for sidebar. I have written it in footer. That's why you are able to understand it is a footer. But what if I say we have tags such as footer? Because like this we don't write in a production environment. We won't be writing footer here inside this. We will add code that is responsible for footer. So here if you see this, using this footer tag itself, you will understand, okay, whatever goes inside this tag is meant for footer. Here if I use for div element, if I use aside, and here as well instead of div I'll use aside, you will understand just by the name itself. You will understand, okay, this particular tag, aside stat and aside close, whatever goes inside it, this will be the sidebar only. So some tags give detail about what is the content inside it, and some tag don't give. So here as an example, div doesn't give any information about the content or code that is being written inside it, is called as non-semantic tags. And some tags such as aside or footer or header, there are some more examples with which we can identify what exactly is the content inside that, or what exactly the developer is going to achieve, is trying to achieve. So that is called as semantic tags. So what exactly it is? If I have to summarize it, what we can say here is those tags that give some information to developer or browser that what is the code written inside is, then it's semantic element. If a tag is not giving any information regarding content or code written inside it, then it's called non-semantic element. Okay, so what are the examples of non-semantic elements? Div, obviously div is a non-semantic element. It doesn't tell you what exactly the code that is being written inside this particular div tag is all about. But if you use footer tag and write code inside that, we will understand, okay, so whatever code it is being written here, it will go inside the footer of the page, footer of the website. See, because this particular HTML example is very small, just of let's say 43 lines of code. What if some web pages are like 500 lines of code, 600 lines of code? In those cases, using these particular tags are useful, so that you can understand clearly that, okay, this particular code will be displayed, is meant for the footer, this is meant for sidebar. It is easily understandable, it is easily readable. So there are some examples. If you go to Mozilla web documentation, where they have given so many references, these are the examples like article tag, aside tag, detail tag, caption tag, figure, footer, header, main, mark, navigation, this is navigation tag, section tag, summary, time. So these tags will give details or information. We can easily guess when can this be used. When can this header tag be used? Only when you are creating a section dedicated for header. When can be this footer will be used? Only when you are creating a footer component, right? Same way, when can be this nav tag used? Whenever you are creating a navigation, right? Obviously you'll be using links itself, but still you'll use, if you use nav, it will be easily understandable by the reader, by the browser, or by the developer as well, easily, that this particular is meant for navigation purpose. Similarly, that is the concept basically. Elements that gives data, elements that tell you that okay, inside this, the whatever code is written is meant for this particular section. So whatever details, if the tag is giving details about the content that is being written inside that particular tag, then it is called a semantic. If it is not giving any data, then you say it as a non-semantic element. If it is giving data, then it is called as semantic elements. So if you Google HTML semantics and open some images, you will understand clearly that if someone is using a tag called as header or nav, then you will understand this header or nav data, whatever code that has been written inside that particular code, that particular tag, it will be displayed on the top. If someone has used footer tag, then you will understand, okay, this particular code which is written inside the footer tag will be displayed in the bottom of a web page. Same way, if someone is using aside tag, then you will understand, okay, this aside, whatever code has been written inside the aside tag is meant for sidebars, right? So these tags give you more information of, or a visualization, help in visualization, that where exactly this particular code will be displayed. Those kinds of tags are called as semantic tags. And div tag or span tag, those kind of tag won't give you any information about the code that is being written inside it, so it is called as non-semantic tag. And examples of the semantic tags are these are some examples. Okay, so I'll try to add this for your reference inside our this thing, so you will be able to easily refer this later on. Article aside, you don't have to remember anything. This is a theory chapter in which you understood what is semantic element and what is non-semantic element. What is the best practice? Whenever you are creating header, use this header tag. Whenever you are creating footer, use this footer tag. Whenever you are creating navigation, you use navigation tag. Whenever we are creating an inside part of a website, then we will be using main tag. Slowly, when we start projects and all those things, you will understand it slowly. But as of now, don't get overwhelmed or don't get confused. Just understand what is semantic element, what is non-semantic element. Semantic element is nothing but tags that give us details about the code that is written inside that particular tag. And non-semantic elements are those elements or those tags that gives us no idea about what is being written inside it. That's it. You just need to know as of now. We came across some terminologies: header, sidebar, footer, main content, hero section, and then we understood the references, how many semantic tags are there, and what are non-semantic tags and what are semantic tags, right? So if you are getting confused, please do watch this video once again, and if you have any questions, please let me know. And don't bother much about this as of now. Once we start practical implementation, you will slowly understand, but it is important to understand what is semantic and what is non-semantic tags, right? So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.